Yellow, yellow, hello, hello, everybody. What's going on? Hi, my name is Javier Vidana, and welcome to the live stream. If this is the first time joining, please let me know. I want to give you a kiss. I'm just kidding, just to give you a shout out. Thanks for everybody stopping by. Today we're going to be talking about this article that caught my attention because I agree with it. I agree with it so hard. You probably already kind of figured out what I'm talking about today. I remember when this commission change was announced. I remember how freaking flamed up everybody was. Shoot, it was so nervous, at least for me too. Dude, I I stopped working for myself and I joined a team to go learn how to do this broker agreement because it was that scary for me. What's up, Edgar? Shaw says not my first time, but I'll take the kiss. Hey man, I already gave it away, I guess. It's not even that special. So let's go over it. And of course, if this is the first time, I also tell you, if you guys want to share with me your house that you're looking at and check out if it's a good deal or not. If you have a home buying situation or question, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Always, these things are free flowing. I always not only just talk about the topic, but also, answer your questions that you guys might have. So the article in question is this one. I believe this is the free version I found. I know there's a bunch of other ones. Let's see right here. Boom. There you go. A change to real estate commissions was supposed to transform the housing market, but it hasn't happened. I wonder why. So for those that don't know, the change that they're talking about is the change of the compensation, like where now you have to hire or you have to get a signed agreement with an agent before you go look at something, and on signed agreement it goes over the compensation, how much you're getting paid, etc., etc. So let's talk about it. Let's see, where are we? Okay, here. Last Friday marked 50 years since May Day, the day the New York Stock Exchange ended fixed rate commissions. Really? Is that what happened? So there used to be fixed rate commissions in the stock market? Regulators forced the big board to let firms like Merrill Lynch compete on fees, leading to lower trading costs, the rise of discount brokers, and more investor-friendly marketplace. I didn't know that. Fast forward, the residential real estate market seems poised to its own seismic shift last year after the National Association of Realtors settled an antitrust lawsuit filed by some sellers alleging its rules are artificially inflating commissions. The agreement was expected to chip away at the 5 to 6 commission norm, where sellers pay both agents to reduce home prices by promoting negotiation. This will blow up the market and force a new business model, one real estate academic told the New York Times. But the market hasn't blown up. What happened? I'll tell you how it feels on my end so you guys can kind of understand how that works. Hector says first timer here, but I'm here for the free kiss. Man, I gotta stop. I did that to myself. I don't blame you. A closer look. Now, buyers must sign contracts disclosing their agent's compensation before touring houses, and listing agents need written approval to share the compensation of the commission. NAR removed commission-sharing terms from affiliated listing databases, but agents can still arrange splits informally, and contracts can spell out the buyer-broker fee. The spirit of agreement is no collusion, said Steve Brobeck. What a cool name. There's still a lot of collusion going on. Brobeck expects fees to drop over time. The Justice Department is probing the industry and could sue. Buyer awareness is also rising. Counterpoint, not everyone agrees. Okay. Almost done here. Teresa Hatton, a chief executive of the Massachusetts Association of Realtors, said the commission splitting system has worked well for decades, especially for first-time and less affluent buyers who struggle to scrape together a down payment. Piling on a broker's fees would force many of them, brought to you by Diet Coke, yep. Force many of them out of the market, rising demand. It's a beautiful theory, but it's not happening in reality. Final thought. Go ahead, haggle with your broker if you'd like. Just know you don't get high touch service at cut rate prices. Okay. This is a different article, I'm assuming. So, here's the thing. It was interesting because like the first 2 months we did see a shift. I remember I had multiple sellers trying to get away by only giving 1% or 1.5% or something like that. That didn't work out very well. Not at all. I can tell you since, was it August when the trade, the officially change happened. I've done, let's see, look at my Zillow profile real quick. The last year I've helped 32 families buy a house. So that would be on August, like was that 10 or 9 months in? So maybe let's say 2/3 of that. So like, let's say 2025. Out of the 2025, I can say 23 of them did not pay a single dime for my compensation. The seller paid for the entire amount. One of them paid for 0.5% because they're like, bro, you've been helping me out for so long. Like 24, 25. Well, you've been helping me out for so long, we'll pay the difference. It was like a 0.5% difference. The sellers are still paying the entire amount. So the NAR settled and paid millions of dollars to change the rules, but it's still the same exact way. Agents come, the buyers come to us. Now we have to get an agreement signed ahead of time, but we're still getting the sellers to cover the compensation. Nothing changed. Nothing changed at all. And we, if anything, it's shown, I want to say the importance of buyer's agents, but the resilience of it, I think it has, I mean, at some point it has to change. I would love for a model where like there's a split where we can like maybe share that with the buyers a little bit or something, but the way things are right now, it just can't be done, or it's really difficult to get that done. But for now, it's a weird system, man. Nothing's really changed it or adjusted. How's it going for you guys? 40, you retracted your message. Why? What happened? What do you think about ARM rates? 7-year ARM 6.375, caps are 515, and 10-year ARM 0.50 and they're 515. 6.375 doesn't sound that great for an ARM. If you're gonna do an ARM, like I want to see a freaking like way cheap rate, like a super cheap rate. I don't like ARMs at all, especially at those numbers. 40, I don't like them at all. They seem way too low, at least in my opinion. I think if you're gonna go with a, like I told you, an ARM, it's better be a lot cheaper than that. Changing the title. What's up, Jake? Good evening. All right, so far we got a bunch of people asking for kisses. You got anything else? Anything else going on, y'all? Bunch of got Edgar, D'Estrada, Hector. But anyways, yeah, compensation, we didn't really see any major changes or anything like that. Things are still the same. Now let's talk about something else. Listings are still on the rise. We're still seeing a lot more listings. Let me just kind of show you on my end how things have adjusted. Of course, this is using my MLS. Let's see. We're up to 27,000. Let's say, take out the coming soon. 26,725 houses for sale in ARM list. That's, I don't think I've seen a number that high. I think when I started out, it was like 2022. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Wow. How many of these are going actually under contract? Well, what do you think? 10,000, 15,000? Nope, 8,000. There was more going under contract during COVID. During the COVID days, do you guys remember those days? There was like 5,000 to 7,000 listings for sale and like 8,000 to 10,000 to 12,000 pending houses going. So there was the same amount of pending sales happening, except like a quarter, not even a quarter. It's like a freaking fifth, a sixth of the listings. That's insane. 26,726 houses for sale. How many have sold in the last 30 days? Less than 8,000. Let's do a little experiment here. Let's look at the last 5 days of listings. Just randomly pick out an area. What do you guys think is happening? Do you think that they're selling for more or less than the actual list price? Let's start a little a little survey. A little, make it so demeaning. What's going on? Call me King. Delicious. Hey, Javier, first time home buyer. Why is it bad that the seller is still paying the commission? It's not bad. Not bad at all. It's just, fortunately, I was just honestly delicious. This is a random article I decided to talk about. Nothing crazy. It's just, I think it's good. I think the seller should cover it. And if the buyer starts covering it, then it should be reduced for sure. But anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think let's go the last 10 days of worth of sales. Are houses selling for list price? Are they selling for more than list price? Or are they selling for below list price? Just curious. What do you guys think? I'm trying to like Diet Coke. I've had this pack. I think I had some friends over playing Commander a few weeks ago, and someone brought up this, and it's been in my fridge, and I'll try to drink one once in a while. I just can't like it, man. The aspartame or whatever just doesn't do anything for me. But a regular Coke, boy, give me a 12-pack of regular Cokes, I will devour them. Below list. Whitney says below list. Delicious says below. Estrada says below. In my area, we've been at list price or slightly under. Good picks. Let's go into it. Let's see. So remember, this is just off the top, no particular order. Let's start like $300,000 price range. So just so you guys know what we're looking at here, let's do the comparable.
Collision, your content helped me close on my house over 3 years ago. Heart hands, thank you.
Wow, Jennifer, I remember your name. Were you watching during the COVID days? It's good to see you, Jen. I haven't seen that name in a long time. I could be completely making this up, but Jennifer Lego, that name sounds familiar. Wow. Welcome back. Good to see you. All right, so this is right here, the list price. This is the sales price, okay? I should probably be safe and do this so we can cut out the personal information. Right there. All right. List price $379, sales price $385. And let's move this over here. Seller's concessions to the buyer. This is how much closing cost they gave. List price $325, sold price $309, and on top of that they gave 9,270%. No, they messed up. They should put dollars. List price $379, sell price for $379. $9,000 back. List price $365, sell price $370. Gave 2.5% concessions. So this was my answer was going to be. My answer was going to be it's selling still at list price, or maybe slightly above, but they're giving back some closing costs. It's the traditional builder model, people. This is what builders are doing. Builders have to continue selling at a high rate, so they're going to give more to the buyers so they can continue to sell. And how they're doing that is they're paying up the wazoo in freaking interest rates. Sellers are doing, they can't do it for the interest rates, but they can do it for the closing cost. So list price $512. This one sold for a significantly less of $480, and it still gave $7,500. List price $412. This is a new build. This list price for $379. Original list price, they started trying to list, they try to sell it, right? I wouldn't look at this one and be like, oh no, the seller took a massive hit on it. No, I care more about when it went under contract, what was it listed for? Listed $410, sold for $410, but they got $8,000 out of it. Listed $550, sold for $550, but they paid nothing in closing costs. Listed $435, sold for $435. Listed $330, listed for $345. Oh no, I was reading it wrong. Sorry. Listed $435, sold for $422. Listed 345, sold for 345. Listed 670, sold for 650. And they gave $14,000 back. We're not seeing that massive amount of discounts. This one listed at 6,710, sold for 685. Listed 345, sold for 355. It sold for $10,000 more. Listed 365, sold for 370, sold for 5K more. Listed 410, sold for 381, and they gave 1% back. Maybe I think the most I see is like $20,000 off. 389, 366. 409, 401, 340, 345, 165, 160, 589, 566, 515, 515, 399, 385. We're not seeing massive shifts here. We're seeing gradual shifts here. 349 sold 349, 335 sold for 340, 555 sold for 540. I'd be curious to see. Let me see. I think I can do this. If I can. Let's go the last 3 days. Last 1 day. Let's do a quick. List to sell price ratio is 0.98%. So average list price is 602. Average sold price is 591. So on average, it's only selling for about less than a little bit more than $10,000. Not seeing massive shifts here. Not seeing that massive crash. We're seeing adjustments. We're just not seeing massive crashes. Esli Mejia, we did a 6-month contract with a realtor. We have never seen him in person. He always sends his buddies to show us houses. Is that a practice you follow? Send me buddies. No, I don't. No. Are you sure? Like maybe he has showing agents? Maybe? But it's his buddies, his friends? D-Law, I am just in a rock and a hard place. Renting is crazy expensive, and buying is now driving me crazy. Yeah, well, that's just how it is, brother. Sorry to say. That's just how it be. I think ultimately, here's why I am. For people, a lot of people are in your spot, D-Law, where it's just renting sucks, home ownership sucks. It's like expensive to buy. I think you should celebrate the fact that you're living on your own. The fact that you can rent and you're out doing it, that's great. Like don't be completely negative.
What's up, peeps?
What's up, Brian? Thank you for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. How you doing? If you got a good question, man, you just pay $20. So you got exclusive access to me right now. I think the fact that you're renting is great. I think you should celebrate that. I think home ownership is the next step, and it's going to take a lot more. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, you have to save. You're gonna have to maybe make a little bit more income or move to a different part of this country if you want to live somewhere where you can actually live below your means. But it's a step at a time, man. It's just having a home isn't like it's not like all freaking rainbows and cherries either. Sometimes as a homeowner, I have freaking months where I'm just so stressed off. That sounds a little weird. Stressed out and anxiety ridden. Like, how the heck am I going to do this? So I think we always compare ourselves to the future versions of ourselves. And we think once I get this, once I have the house, I'll have it figured out. But try to be comfortable and succeed in what you currently have instead of chasing the next version of you. And that, if you would have asked me 20 years ago, I would have told you, like, fuck it up, brother. You better go get a house. This is a good investment. No, now find the victories in what you got. Phil, would you ever recommend buying a townhome from DR Horton? Are there advantages buying from a national builder? Dude, national builders give you the best rates because they're just a massive corporation, so they can give you, like, the local small builders are giving my peeps like 5% or 4.75. DR Horton's giving 3.99, 3.75. So I know DR Horton gets a lot of flack about its quality, right? I always tell people it's about the superintendent. It's about who was running the job site when the house was made, and do your due diligence. Get a home inspection before it closes. Get a home inspection after you're closed. So that way, you know, I had a buyer tell me this the other day. That an inspector told him, if you do an inspection, because the inspector can't fully like walk the roof, it can't open the panel. There's a lot of things they're restricted in doing, but they can sure as hell do it as soon as you close. Get it done right after you close and use whatever they find as a warranty ticket. Then month 11, get another inspector to verify, you know, it's your last chance to ask for any repairs. Do that. Just do your triple due diligence on them craps, because guess what, resales aren't perfect either. If just because the house was built 15 years ago doesn't mean it was built better either, you know. So I know there's a TikToker out there that's made a name for himself just calling out these new builders. I bet if he looks at resales too, he's going to find just as many issues, right? So the problem with new builds is they try to get away by asking for more. But I'd say now they're being pretty competitive, and they are providing a value in our society. That value is someone can buy a new build and save $700 a month on their payment, as opposed instead of going to buy a resale. So, you know, just to have all that. But yes, I would. If my priority was a monthly payment, I would do DR Horton. Miklo de la Honda just closing a house last week. Listed at 260, closed at 235, 6.125% interest, moved from LA to ABQ. House needs some work, which I can fix myself, sanding the floors right now. I mean, dude, that's, what is that, $25,000? That's almost 10%. So it's like what, 8 to 10% off your price. 6.125. I mean, hell yeah, brother, you did it, man. You're gonna freaking make yourself crazy trying to think, could I bought it cheaper, could I have done a better job. Just enjoy the moment. Congratulations. I think I have a sound effect for you. Bruh's not popular no more, huh? Blue Hyacinths. I understand that you mostly deal with Phoenix, Arizona, but do you have any insight for ATL? I don't. I do not, sorry. Brian Adams, no question, but we are up to $9,600 saved towards our down payment fund. Oops. Wrong one. Congratulations, man. What do you think about these lenders, Chase or a good local bank? Neither. Mortgage broker. Big banks are good for like jumbo products, like big $1 million houses. I don't think they're good for first-time home buyers. Delicious Javier, what do you think about middle housing and infill housing? We got a national coverage in Oregon for building these in Portland. What the hell is middle housing? Middle housing refers to housing options that fall between single family and large apartment complexes. These include townhouses, duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes. Oh, okay. I would love to have more of those. I mean, in Phoenix, we're missing a lot of townhouses, and we're missing a lot of duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes. So if you're going to have more of those built in Portland, I think it's very good. Miklo, thank you. First home. Congratulations, Miklo. D. Estrada, 1994. Where are the good new build homes near 75th and I-10? Man, I grew up on 55th and Thomas. It's pretty crazy. I'm actually was supposed to go to that part of town today. My in-laws are on 55th and Thomas, but I decided to stay home and make a live stream for you guys. So no, not just a live stream. I did a video, and I gotta get it going. There's a few new builds that are coming out, but man, anything in the city is gonna be more expensive. Or like there's those Taylor Morrison ones that are off the I-10 in like Indian School, but they're like townhouses that are like really tight together. I mean, the best deals right now are in Buckeye if you're trying to stay in the West Valley. I just got someone like a house for $399 or 3.99% interest rate. So, I mean, to me, Buckeye, better option. if you're trying to save money. If you're like, dude, I insist on staying in my part of town, then there are some townhouse looking houses too. Arnold's Humor, I offer $395 on a house that was listed for $399 with a $2,000 escalation clause. Escalation clauses, I haven't seen those in a while. Seller agent says that they have higher offers, but they all care about is the gap on the appraisal and if we can cover it. What is this, freaking 2022, 2021? This is where do you live, Arnold? But they think it may only appraise for 330, 340. I can cover that much of it. I can't cover that big gap, and I'll only cover 10,000 above appraisal. Wow, I can't believe that's still happening today. Where do you live? I mean, if you can only cover 10K, then only cover 10K, man. I think don't push it. Delicious. What's the difference between a mortgage banker and a mortgage lender? You mentioned that Banks and Chase. Thank you. A mortgage broker. Like they get your package and then they shop it around with different banks and then they find the best one, the best deal, and then they originate it for that bank. A mortgage banker originates for only one person, whoever it is that employs them. So a broker has more ability. The way they get paid is different too, right? Mortgage banker gets paid a compensation or commission off the amount. Broker gets paid through a fee it's around the same. So it's a little different. But in my experience, brokers are a little bit more competitive right now. During COVID, like bankers are awesome. They were reliable. They were ready to go. But right now, as soon as rates started going up higher, bankers just lost a lot of value to me. Jersey, geez Louise, man. Yeah, I mean, if you can only cover 10K, then only cover 10K. Don't go crazy and offer 40 or 50,000. No, I'm not gonna offer. I'm not gonna show the Buckeye house, somebody's private house. I will show you this. All right, so I may have a surprise. Do you plan on doing more of these? Do you plan to do more of those videos about individual cases? I don't know. The last one I did didn't do good at all. Let's see. What's the last one I did? I did one like a week ago, and it like tanked. I think I tried a different thumbnail. That's probably what it was. This one right here. Look, I'll show you the analytics. Probably was my freaking mustache, huh? Just for 5,000 less than usual. Just probably because I had a mustache. Have you ever been looking for a house just for fun and then probably let's see what the comments were. Latao Plomo. When I have this is a realtor, huh?
Are small business loans based on?
Oh no, it's not a realtor.
Credit?
Whenever I have small businesses or realtors comment on my video, that's not a good sign. That means it didn't do great. And spam comments. All right. Anywho, but yeah, no, it has to have the right catch and the right thumbnail and title. So YouTube algorithm keeps suggesting videos from 4 years ago for you. That's maybe I should go back 4 years ago and start making those videos, huh? That's actually not a bad idea. Years ago, what kind of videos was I making? Anyways, anywho, how's everyone else doing? What are we up to? Do we watch Star Wars 3? I meant the ones that were based on people's emails on their personal information. That one I did read it somebody's email on that one. Or post a community page. Yeah, no, I don't know. We're not here to talk about YouTube. We're here to talk about you guys. Let's talk about what's going on with you. Let's see if I can get a question here. From French Fry Queen. Hi Javi, I've been watching your videos for the past 2 weeks in preparation for a first home purchase. I'm planning on buying my a 2-bedroom townhome that needs a bit of cosmetic work because I was able to pay it off within 6 to 10 years and hold it. I'm having the opposite issue with my search right now. There are a ton of houses in the area, and I would like to be 5 to 10 minutes drive from work, but safety is a huge concern for me. I'm debating whether I should sacrifice safety for my desired budget and location. What do you think? Great question, French Fry Queen. Safety should be your concern. What good is it having an affordable house when you're freaking fighting for your life every day? You don't experience this until you've experienced this, where like I've lived in situations where, like, I remember the very first day I moved out. I moved out of my dad's house finally, and I was like, I'm on my own. I was like 19 years old, 18. No, I wasn't 19. I was like 17 or 18. I just graduated high school. I graduated at 17 years old. I moved out with my Uncle Pete. He first day I go and I sleep like in this little room, and I remember I couldn't fall asleep. I was like, this is so weird. What am I doing? Why did I do this? I should go back with my dad. Wake up, I go to work. I worked with him too. We came back home and everything was stolen. Right? He got it all. Everything was stolen. I had a base that was stolen. I didn't have much in my room, but it was stolen, and he knew exactly who stole it. It was someone next door, but he couldn't do a dang thing about it. So we transitioned to another unit, and it's just, yeah, this new place. You couldn't get out at night. You had to be quick. But I was a freaking 6'3" man, right? So I didn't have as many concerns as someone who is not a 6'3" man would have to worry about. So even me as a 6'3" man was very scared for my life, and live with this sense of anxiety about your safety is just not fun. I would just have more of a commute, and or just hold off on buying until you buy in a place that you feel safe in. I think safety and security matter more than your budget. You can rebuild the house, you can't rebuild the neighborhood. That's a good point, Hector. Katie says, I see people paying $500,000 in a crappy neighborhood and not good schools. What happened to location? I mean, that's like subjective to your area, I guess, right? You probably live in a area where houses are expensive. California, maybe. California. Man, that safety one is a good point. I guess I'll be honest. I don't worry about safety as much, but that's a privilege I have, right? Katie did Tempe. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Tempe. That's like prime, quote unquote, real estate right there. So people want to be in Tempe more than they want to be in other cities. Tempe, just so you guys know, ASU is one of the biggest universities probably in the country. I don't know if they're the most they're notorious for something, but not for. I mean, I'm sure they have some good schools, but anyway, they're not prestigious. But anyways, it's a college town, so it's going to always carry a lot of value. MAA says, hey Javier, I've been looking to buy a home for the past couple weeks. I noticed most homes are dropping their asking price, 15 to 20,000 price cuts. My question is, what does this mean, and should I wait? It means that sellers are having a hard time selling, and you have smart sellers, because there are sellers out there that don't reduce their price. So you have a lot of smart sellers that are trying to actively sell their house, and you probably have a factor in your market like new builds or something that's offering low rates that are making it very difficult for sellers to compete with, and that's why they're reducing their price, is what I'm guessing. But that's just my opinion. Party school. Yep, ASU is the party school. I didn't go to ASU though, but I didn't go to college. I went to GCC to study guitar for a little bit. Glendale Community College. Are y'all any last questions for me before I get back to editing? Let's see. Also, people aren't touching those HOAs either. That's not true. Well, I think a lot of... See, we all live in this little bubble. Like, just because you don't like HOAs doesn't mean other people aren't. I feel most people I work with are just like, whatever, pay with it. We'll pay HOAs. Like, they're just like, like, they'll just cover it. So, plenty of people are buying with HOAs. All right, y'all. I'm calling it. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you.